Hello YouTube, it's Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Time again for another pocket dump deconstruction. It's Monday, October 31st, 2016. Halloween. I'm ugly enough without a costume. But anyway, in the U.S., Halloween is so great. I just love. We're gonna go. It's Monday, going to work. People at work will be dressed up. Just to see grown people having so much fun is great. Me, nah, nah. But I love seeing it. It's Monday, October 31st, 2016, last day of October. Man, we're getting into the winter. Um, I hope all of you are doing well. Let's talk about this pocket dump deconstruction. You guys know Mondays are not my favorite day. In fact, I hate Mondays. I do. There's only one sort of Monday that I love. That's a Monday that starts off a vacation week, a Monday that is a national holiday, and that's it. So what I did today, I went to look at what I was going to carry. I went over to my Pelican 1550 that has all of my Chris Reeve knives. They also hold my Microtech out the fronts automatics. And I picked up a couple of my fancy Chris Reeve knives, and then I picked up the 3 Chris Reeve knives that I'm carrying on Monday. And as soon as I did that, I know it's all psychological. I know, guys, but you guys can understand this. My day pepped up. You will see these 2 Chris Reeve knives that I'm carrying and the knife that got away. They won't have lanyards on them. Now, some of you old heads who have been following me since I started this pocket dump deconstruction over 170 days ago probably have picked up that there's a hint. When they don't have lanyards on them, they are my very first Chris Reeve knives. All of them I ordered through Amazon because I didn't know about any other knife place. I was so proud to finally get Chris Reeve knives. So we'll talk about those, some of the quick stories behind them, and I just feel good. So my carry basically consists of a pocket, a keychain knife that's an automatic, and 2 of my very first Chris Reeve knives. I'm now at 60 Chris Reeve knives and still looking at others. Yeah, I'm crazy that way. But man, oh man, these are the first that just blew me away. So let's talk about that. I took pictures of what you see right there. Actually, it looks just like that. I will post it on Instagram at around noonish, 1ish or 2ish. My Instagram is just like the YouTube channel, at Keith Kevin Ken. Why Keith Kevin Ken? We've been getting a lot of viewers as we reached 1,000 subscribers. Now we're on our way to 2,000 subscribers and the knife giveaway. So Keith Kevin Ken. Keith, my older brother by 2 years. Ken, my younger brother by 2 years. I'm Kevin, the middle one. K-E-K-E-K-E. Keith Kevin Ken. Everyone in the neighborhood always got us mixed up. So we got used to responding to Keith Kevin Ken. Or Ken, Keith, Kevin, whatever. And when my mother got upset at us, it was always Keith Kevin Ken. So that's a loving tribute to my brothers. That's why it's at Keith Kevin Ken. Come join the feed. Now let's talk about this pocket dump deconstruction. It's Monday, it's a work day, and it's my Rolex. Precision. I just looked at the name. Isn't that something? I don't do that. I collect things like watches and books and movies and all kinds of stuff. But the details, knives, but the details, I'm not that big on details. I'm big on the feelings that they bring to me. But I love this knife. I love this watch. Just a simple Rolex. It's classy. It's one of those watches that you can wear it with anything. It's a wind-up watch. Hello. Hello. I love that. Talk about energy saving. Just wind it a couple of times. It'll run forever. That's my Rolex for today. short smoke that's going to happen after work. This is a really nice brand. New when you talk about Cuban cigars, you know, those things, some of them, the brands go back centuries. Vagueros is the brand. Real nice smokes. Sometimes I'll show a picture of this on Instagram or something else. Then go, you know, a lot of really good cigar smokers. On Instagram, you find really good everything. A lot of Cuban cigars. I go, that's a Cuban? Yes, because of that modern branding. You wouldn't think that that's a nice Cuban brand, but oh, it's nice. It's the Shown pin, the titanium. I figured I'd use the full tie Shown design pin because it matches my full tie Chris Reeve knives. I call all my Chris Reeve knives, the first ones without the lanyards, plain Janes. Obviously, that's not a plain Jane. I'll explain that to you as we go through that knife. This is a thin Mont Blanc, one of my thin Mont Blanc wallets. Today, oh man, today we're going to just do brandy. It's rare that I put brandy in my flask, but I felt like a brandy day today. It's a weird day here in the East in the U.S. The high will be 60. It's overcast. It was, I mean, this weekend was like the best day of summer, right? Just beautiful, mid 70s, wonderful. Now it's 60s. Who knows what it'll be tomorrow? One thing I can tell you, though, it takes me a while to get up in the morning. Usually, I'm a morning person, but man, oh man, waking up in the dark, and then, as you can see, as time moves on, it happens every year, but it has an effect on my old body every year, too. Leaving work at night. Takes a while to get over. It's almost, it's not depression, but almost mild depression. You guys know what I mean? Anyway, let's go with this. The coin is a Chinese coin. Those symbols represent science and technology. It's from 1998. That'll be my lucky silver coin. Let's take off the knives. Again, it's a business day. I have some meetings. Can I just say, there should be some kind of law. If I ran a company, when I was consulting, it was just me and an assistant. So every day was a Friday. But there should be a law. No meetings on Monday. Where I work, they double up on Monday. And so that means you still haven't caught up. But anyway, keychain knife. My keychain consists simple. It's a simple keychain. It's a silver loop with 3 keys on it. And then I add a small knife every single day. That's why it's a keychain knife. I carry 3 knives. Why? Well, let me give you the scientific reason. Because I like it. You can call it pocket jewelry. You can whatever you want. I love it. One of them is always a keychain knife. So my keychain is always different. Over the years, and I'm an older guy, over the years I've tried everything. I've tried the leather keychain, like wallets. I've tried everything. And a simple keychain that changes every day because of these knives really make me happy. This right here is the Microtech UTX 70. It's an out the front automatic. Of course, that means what? The knife pops out of the front with the lever. It's a double action, which means it comes back the same way it went out. Aluminum handle. Just a wonderful knife. I'll tell you. Dagger. Blade, Elmax steel, 2.4 inch blade. I like it because I like just playing with it. This is one of those when I'm sitting, I just like pushing it out, pushing it in. Usually my keychain knives are picked because I have my office. I throw my keys on my desk. I throw the keys sometimes on a bar when I'm talking. And people love, it's a great conversation piece, and people love playing with the knives. They are knives that don't scare people. They just think it's handy. In fact, after someone sees it, I hear a lot throughout the day, hey, you have a knife? Can I borrow your knife? They're not talking about the big ones I have in my other pocket. They're talking about this one. But I'll tell you, I have 12 or 13 Microtech automatics out the fronts, and every single one of them, the big beast of one or this little UTX 70 scares people. It's that whole West Side Story switchblade thing. But once they start playing with it, they can't stop playing with it. Really nice carry. And I wanted a little color in my carry since I've got all tie and satin blades. Let's talk about my Chris Reeve knives. So I had started collecting and just bought a random knife that was like $15 and really liked it. And then I said, let me up this. And I went to Spyderco and I read about Spyderco. And so, of course, I'm a big Amazon Prime member. So I go on Amazon and I call up my first knife, which is one of the economic knives. And remember, we're going to go through all of my Spydercos because we reached 1,000 new subscribers. We're going to start that this week. We're going to go mini collection over mini collection. So, for instance, we're going to do, I'm thinking the first ones is all of my Delicas, all of my Enduras, all of my Natives. That's a bunch of knives with a lot of variety and a lot of very early knives and some super new knives that were just released this year. So we'll start with that and then we'll keep going. But I got, it probably was a little bonus, a lot less than the bonus I just had when I started buying customs. But to me, this was a custom, right? Everyone was talking about Chris Reeve knives. They're the best, they're the best. So I wanted to get Chris Reeve knives. And I wanted to start with the basics. And that meant plain Jane. I wanted a small Chris Reeve Sebenza 21 plain Jane. I wanted a large Sebenza 21 plain Jane. And I wanted an Umnumzaan plain Jane. That to me were the three classic Chris Reeve knives. I didn't even know about the Sebenza 25. Didn't know about it at all. So the first thing I did was I ordered a small Sebenza 21 through Amazon. Didn't know about anywhere else. Blade HQ, eBay, whatever. Didn't know about it. And so it came up and they said, great, we have one. This was it. It'll take a week. Remember, I'm a Prime member. It was a Friday as well. And I went, God darn it, because I must have just got paid, right? And so I said, okay, and I ordered it. And this is it. This was the small Sebenza 21. The reason they don't have the lanyards, I still kept the lanyard. You can see I kept the pin in this one. The reason they don't have the lanyards is at that time I had 5, I'm laughing now because, now I have hundreds. Spydercos. I was keeping them all in a one little drawer, and my Chris Reeves couldn't fit because of the lanyards, so I cut them off. Hey. Now, when I pick it up, they obviously are the smoothest Chris Reeves ever because I've played with them so much. But anyway, this was coming a week later. Of course, the Sebenza 21 plain Jane is just this. It's that plain great titanium scales that you get from Chris Reeve. It's a satin blade. Right now, most of my knives are S35VN. Some of the earlier Chris Reeves, the classics. I have one classic, and that is BG42 steel. Wonderful steel. S35VN steel. 2.9-inch blade. That's the Chris Reeve integral frame lock and that clip. He changed the clip finally on the Nkosi models. If you had a Sebenza 25, you'll see that the clip is right there, right over the lock bar. And in Nkosi, which looks like a Sebenza 25, it's at an angle off of the lock bar. I've never had a problem with the lock bar, but some I guess do. This was my very first Sebenza ordered, not the first that I got in my hands. So the next thing I did was I went for the Sebenza Plain Jane 21. Now remember, these are my first Sebenzas. I'm all excited. And of course, I have no patience. I want to have these things in my hands. I want to play with them, right? So I ordered it on Amazon, and the Plain Jane Sebenza 21 was going to take 2 weeks to come in. And I even forget now who Amazon was getting these from, probably Knife Center or somewhere. So 2 weeks, and I went, I can't wait 2 weeks. So this actually ended up being my third knife. I was going to get a Plain Jane 21, but I said, shoot, I can't wait 2 weeks. So I went on to my Umnumzaan. The Umnumzaan, by the way, is a knife that got away. So you will see the Umnumzaan in just a few moments as the knife that got away. I went there, I ordered that. That was 2.5 weeks before I got it. I was happy that I ordered them. I was frustrated as hell. You know, I know I like Prime. I like the Amazon video. I like all the things that Amazon gives you, the music, everything that you now get with Prime. But I was one of the original people. I got it so that I could, I buy a lot from Amazon so that I could get things overnight for $3 or free 2-day shipment. That's what I was saving all my money for. And I was frustrated because I was looking up the Prime knives, but they still were taking a long time because Amazon had to go to the dealer. So I went back. I ordered that 2.5 weeks. And then I went back to the 21 and said, screw this. And I was looking at the Prime large Sebenza 21s that I could get next day, Saturday. And this was it. I knew nothing about this knife. All I knew was it was a Chris Reeve Sebenza 21. This is called the Riddled. And so I call this my Plain Jane. Later, of course, I got a Plain Jane. That's one reason I got the classic. I overcompensated for not having a Plain Jane, so I spent a little extra on a wonderful classic with BG 42 steel. So I got a classic because I wanted to overdo the Plain Jane thing, because my original buy was this. This is the Riddled. It's Chris Reeve Sebenza 20, large Sebenza 21 with that 3.6 inch blade, S35 VM steel on this one. It's called Riddled because you see those holes? Looks like bullets have struck it, that it was riddled with bullets. Kind of cool, actually. When I got it, this is by far the smoothest Chris Reeve knife that I had, because it was the first one. I played with this thing every single day. It cut me about 5 times. Oh, I love this knife. I love it. You always like the first, right? You always remember your first. Sometimes it's not as smooth as this knife, but you remember it, right? Oh, man. The Riddled is great. These are not just representative of holes. What I like about them is that they go right through that front. You see that? So you can see the blade go in and out. Of course, nowadays, a lot of people, my Tom Mayo has a bunch of holes. Mayo known for his riddled scales. A lot of people have holes in their scales these days. Spyderco has a lot in theirs. Makes it a little bit lighter. These holes aren't huge, but makes it a little bit lighter. But I love, looks like I was in a battle, right? But I just love it. This was my very first in hand. The small Plain Jane Sebenza 21 was the first ordered. this was the first in hand, and I love it to death. How can you not love the first, right? Sebenza 21, Riddled, means a lot to me. There you have it. That's the carry, man. If there is such thing as comfort food, there's such thing as comfort everything. This is my comfort carry. It really is. Oh, I love it. My first. There you have it. I will be posting Instagram at Keith Kevin Ken around noonish, 1ish, or 2ish, depending on how well these meetings go. But you know what? This ain't Instagram. Oh, no. This is the Keith Kevin Ken YouTube channel. And this is the knife that got away. I was thinking about, I haven't carried an Umnumzaan in a long time. This is it. This is the plain Jane Umnumzaan, and this is my first baby. You can always tell by the lanyard. No lanyard on this one because it couldn't fit the one drawer. Now I have 4 Pelican cases. People ask me, how do I carry all of these knives or store them? I have 3 Pelican case 1550s and 1 1650. These are my first group of, these are literally my first Chris Reeve knives. I now have 60 Chris Reeve knives, every variation you could think of. I have a small Chris Reeve knife collection video that's on this channel that I did early on. I also have a Sebenza 25 collection video on this channel. I'm gonna have to update everything, my automatics, all that, and I will. I'm gonna make a lot of videos in this next couple of weeks. First, Spyderco Palooza videos, and then other ones as well. But here it is. It's the beast. By the way, Sebenza, we've been talking about Sebenza. Sebenza is work. Work in Zulu. Zulu is Chris Reeve's native tongue. He's South African. Work, and boy, oh boy, what a perfect name for the Sebenza. It is a work knife. When you talk about the Umnumzaan, what the heck? Umnumzaan means the boss. And you know what? This is the boss. This is a working knife. This is made to do some great work. I'll tell you, so strong. Has that pattern. It's plain Jane. To me, I define plain Jane when you're talking about a Chris Reeve is the standard profile. And this is the standard profile with the crisscross on it. How many people would tell you that their first 3 Chris Reeve knives they ordered from Amazon.com? Not many. Not many at all. Actually, my first 3, and now I have 60, and my first 5, because Techno was my first Spyderco over $100. My first 5 Spydercos, now I have over 200, came from Amazon.com. I love them. The Umnumzaan, obviously a different profile. This boss has a different profile. It's S35VN steel, 3.7-inch blade, just a little bit bigger. It also has these 2, you see the 2 studs right here? The 2 lugs. Man, when I got this knife, this is what I remember about the Umnumzaan. My thumb hurt. I could not lift this. Remember, I was into Spydercos, where you do the hole and open. I didn't have any flippers at the time. And then I had, you know, this Chris Reeve knife, and I think the small one came in first. When I got this, it was hard opening. These lugs are very close to the scales. At first, I was so embarrassed because, you know, you look on YouTube and everyone's just flipping it and doing all kinds of stuff. And then I realized in the box, Chris Reeve had left how to open an Umnumzaan. Yeah. Put your thumb, slide it down, which tells me a lot of people were saying, hey, Chris, I'm having trouble opening this thing. It's true. Because he uses the lugs to lock in place, yes, to lock the blade in place, it needs to be close. And man, it's a one. I know it doesn't lock in place. We have a frame lock. I get it. You know what I mean. Um, but man, oh man. Now I don't think about it, of course, but man, it just drove me crazy. But what a wonderful knife. Yes, I have the back travel. Just making sure that that you don't extend that lock. A lot of the original ones, and I don't have one, has a flatter, larger pivot, and they don't have this right here. A lot of people hate this. I don't mind it. A lot of people are going back to, a lot of people have that on their locks, whether it's Strider, Hinderer, or whatever, just to make sure that you don't extend the lock. You don't go crazy and push it back way too much. This, my friends, my first Umnumzaan, my third original Chris Reeve knives. I know. You guys are looking at it, you fancy knife collectors going, what's so special about that? Some of you who want to have, and I love that about this channel, there's a lot of variety, a lot of Spydercos, and even now a couple of customs thrown in, but a lot of them are production knives. And I know a lot of people, I throw out, oh, I have all of these. Remember, I'm older, I'm established in my career and stuff. You guys will get there. I'll tell you, you don't have to have Chris Reeve knives to have great knives. You don't. So this is not saying go get expensive knives. Please don't. You know, you can watch YouTube and just don't overextend yourself getting knives, all right? Don't. But man, if you do get a chance to get a Chris Reeve knife, it's a wonderful knife. And if you like beating up your knives, I mean, using them correctly, these knives can take the beating. That's it, you guys. I feel so much better just picking out this comfort carry and also talking about it with you guys. Thank you very much. Don't forget to thumb this up. Let me know that you're out there, that you want me to continue these daily pocket dump deconstructions. Share it. You can share these videos as well. Hit that subscribe button. You're going to start seeing Spyderco videos, because we're going to go through the entire Spyderco collection, including fixed blades that I have. It'll take several videos, but we're going to do it. Also, because we reached that 1,000 subscriber goal. Now we're on our way to 2,000. Once we hit 2,000, we're going to go through the case that has the customs, the browse blades, the Striders, the Hinderers, case knives that you don't see. I love case knives. I don't carry them enough. And also I'll be doing a 2-knife giveaway. One of the knives, both of them new, never used, out of the box to take some pictures of. They are duplicates that I bought. Sometimes I get carried away and keep ordering. And one of them is a very good sprint run. Very nice sprint run. Thank you very much, you guys. You have a perfect day. Keep your pockets full. Goodbye.